हेलो गाइस, आज हम 1857 रिवोल्ट देखेंगे, मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री। एक सिमरिंग डिस्कंटेंट था जो रिजल्ट था ब्रिटिश के एक्सपेंशनिस्ट पॉलिसीज का, इकोनॉमिक एक्सप्लॉयटेशन का और एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव इनोवेशंस का, जो बर्स्ट हुआ इन फॉर्म ऑफ रिवोल्ट ऑफ 1857। मेजर कॉजेस थे इकोनॉमिक कॉजेस, डिस्कंटेंट अमंग सिपॉयज, इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ आउटसाइड इफेक्ट, सोशल रिलीजियस रीजंस, पॉलिटिकल कॉजेस, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कॉजेस। सो इकोनॉमिक कॉजेस की बात करें तो कॉलोनियल पॉलिसीज डिस्ट्रॉयड ट्रेडिशनल इकोनॉमिक फैब्रिक ऑफ इंडियन सोसाइटी, हैवी टैक्सेशन था, न्यू लैंडलॉर्ड्स, मनी लेंडर्स एंड ट्रेडर्स emerge हुए, promotion of British goods, misery to artisans and handicraft peoples, promotion of British goods, destruction of traditional fabric was not accompanied by development of modern industries, high tariff duty on Indian-made goods, free one-way trade, no tax against machine-made goods, land rights fortified with frequent use of quo warranto by administration. Ruin of Indian industry led to increased pressure on agriculture and land, leading to pauperization of country as a whole. Discontent among sepoys की बात करें तो condition of service and cantonments often came in conflict with religious belief and prejudices of sepoys. Restriction on wearing caste and sectarian marks. Crossing the sea meant loss of caste to Hindus. 1856, Lord Canning government passed General Service Enlistment Act, undertaking to serve anywhere as required. Sepoy were equally unhappy with emoluments compared to British counterparts. Order आया था कि sepoys will not be given foreign service allowances, that is bhatta, when serving in Sindh or Punjab. Annexation of Awadh, which is home of many sepoys. Discrimination on promotion, race and privileges. Sepoys were in fact peasants in uniform. Influence of outside events like First Afghan War 1838, where English suffered loss, Punjab War 1845, Crimean War 1854. Social religious causes जैसे racial overtones, superiority complex, Christian missionaries often looked with suspicion, abolition of sati and support to widow remarriage was seen as interference in social and religious domain of Indian society by outsiders. Taxing mosque and temple lands and laws such as Religious Disability Act 1856, which modified Hindu customs. Okay. Administrative, like corruption and British rule, imparted a foreign or alien look, a kind of absentee sovereignty. Political, जैसे greedy policy of aggrandizement, collapse of rural, adversely affected section of society who derived sustenance from cultural and religious pursuits. Policies like subsidiary alliance and doctrine of lapse further caused suspicion in the minds of masses and rulers. Beginning and spread of revolt. Beginning and spread of revolt. Spark क्या था? Mixing of bone dust in atta or flour. Introduction of Enfield rifle having greased wrapped paper of cartridge which was made up of beef and pig fat. Start कब हुआ? Feb 1857. 19th Native Infantry at Berhampur, West Bengal refused to use new rifles. April 1857. 34th Native Infantry Mangal Pandey fired at Sergeant Major. 3rd May 1857. 7th Awadh Regiment defied its officers. 24th April. 90 men refused to use greased cartridge. और May 9 को 85 of them were disbanded. May 10 they released their imprisoned comrades, killed officers and revolted. Choice of Bahadur Shah as symbolic head and proclaimed Emperor of India, who was weakest link in the chain of leadership, and Delhi became the center of great revolt. Though religion was a factor, the broad outlook of rebels was not influenced by religion but by perception of British as common enemy. Soon entire Bengal army rose in revolt. Awadh, Rohilkhand, फिर बुंदेलखंड. जब civilians join करे, particularly from northwest provinces and Awadh, peasants, artisans, shopkeepers, zamindars, priests, civil servants gave revolt real strength and character. Ramal, जो local villager in Pargana यूपी में है, हेडक्वार्टर इरिगेशन बंगलो टर्न्ड इनटू हॉल ऑफ जस्टिस, organized peasants of 84 villages, organized effective network of intelligence. He was killed by Britisher Dunlop in July 1857. सेंटर्स क्या क्या थे और लीडर ऑफ रिवोल्ट कौन थे और कौन किसने सप्रेस किया, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो सेंटर पहला है दिल्ली. दिल्ली का लीडर ऑफ रिवोल्ट था बहादुर शाह. रियल कमांड जनरल बख्त खान के अंडर थी. कानपुर में नाना साहिब, अडॉप्टेड सन ऑफ लास्ट पेशवा बाजीराव टू. लखनऊ में बेगम हजरत महल. बरेली में खान बहादुर. बिहार में कुंवर सिंह. फैजाबाद मौलवी अहमदुल्ला. झांसी में रानी लक्ष्मीबाई joined by टाटिया टोपे. एंड बागपत में शाह महल. दिल्ली में it was suppressed by Willingdon and Hudson. कानपुर में सर कॉलिन कैम्बल एंड ह्यूग व्हीलर. लखनऊ में सर कॉलिन कैम्बल. झांसी सर ह्यूग रोस और बनारस कोलोनल जेम्स नील. और लास्ट में सप्रेशन ऑफ रिवोल्ट. ब्रिटिश कैप्चर्ड दिल्ली इन 20th September 1857, द फोकल पॉइंट. याद रखें, आरसी मजूमदार was the one who called it neither first nor national war of independence और वीडी सावरकर ने कहा war of independence. अब हम देखते हैं 1857 रिवोल्ट के फेलियर्स और कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस. व्हाई रिवोल्ट फेल्ड? ऑल इंडिया पार्टिसिपेशन वाज एब्सेंट, लिमिटेड टेरिटोरियल स्प्रेड, ईस्ट, साउथ एंड वेस्टर्न पार्ट रिमेन्ड मोर और लेस अनअफेक्टेड, ऑल क्लासेस डिड नॉट जॉइन, बिग जमींदार एक्टेड एज ब्रेकवाटर टू स्ट्रॉन्ग. Educated Indian viewed this revolt as backward looking. Most Indian rulers did not participate, जैसे कि Sindhya of Gwalior, Holkars of Indore, rulers of Patiala, Sindh and other Sikh chieftains, Maharaja of Kashmir. और भी रीजंस जो 1857 रिवोल्ट के फेलियर के थे वो हैं पुअर आर्म्स एंड इक्विपमेंट, फाइटिंग विद स्पीयर्स एंड स्वॉर्ड्स, ओपोनेंट्स हैड इलेक्ट्रिक टेलीग्राफ फॉर बेटर कम्युनिकेशन एंड लेटेस्ट वेपन्स, अनकोऑर्डिनेटेड था, पुअरली ऑर्गेनाइज्ड और वीक सेंट्रल लीडरशिप जो बहादुर शाह को मिली हुई थी दिल्ली में, नो यूनिफाइड आइडियोलॉजी, लैकिंग क्लियर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ colonial रूल, नॉर हैड फॉरवर्ड लुकिंग प्रोग्राम। हिंदू मुस्लिम यूनिटी फैक्टर की बात करें तो विटनेस्ड कंप्लीट कोऑर्डिनेशन बिटवीन द टू, रिस्पेक्टिंग ईच अदर्स शेयर्ड सेंटिमेंट्स, immediate banning of cow slaughters ordered once revolt was successful in particular area. Both were well represented in leadership. Nature of revolt क्या था? Revolt involved many sections of Indian society, not just the sepoys. The discontent of sepoys was just one cause of disturbance. Never all India in character, but was localized, restricted, poorly organized. Each of the leader had personal causes for revolting and personal interest to protect. Vijay Nehru called it revolt as feudal uprising. Revolt of 1857 had seeds of nationalism and anti-imperialism, but the concept of common nationality and nationhood was not inherent to the revolt of 1857. Revolt was first great struggle for Indians to throw off British rule. Consequences: turning point in the history of India, having far-reaching changes in the system of administration and policies. Suppression of revolt. Government passed Act for Better Governance of India, which declared Queen Victoria as sovereign of British India and provided for appointment of Secretary of State of India. Company was abolished. 1 November 1858 को Queen's Proclamation आया, where Governor General acquired the additional title of Viceroy, and proclamation also marks the end of era of expansionism and annexation, respecting dignity and rights of native princes. एंड सेकंड एक्ट जो पास हुआ वो था इंडियन सिविल सर्विस एक्ट ऑफ 1861. कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस के और भी थे, जैसे नो इंटरफेरेंस इन मैटर्स ऑफ रिलीजन फ्रॉम ब्रिटिश, old Indian rights and customs be respected, equal and impartial protection under law to all Indians beside equal opportunity, idea of division and counterpoise. Number of Indian soldiers were drastically reduced and Europeans were increased, keeping army away from civilian population. Divide and rule की policy जो separate units being created on the basis of caste, region and community से reflect होती है. Artillery department and higher army posts reserved only for Europeans. Conservative brand of liberalism था, no interference in traditional structures of Indian society. A period of systematic economic loot began. Newspaper and journal in Britain picturized Indians as subhuman creatures who could be kept in check only by superior forces, justifying the concept of white man's burden. Racial hatred deepened. इसका significance की बात करें, it brought out in open the grievances of peoples and sepoys which were seen to be genuine. तो हमने देखा 1857 का रिवोल्ट, उसके कॉजेस, उसके फेलियर्स, उसके कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस. सो मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो पे, तब तक के लिए ऑल द बेस्ट. थैंक यू.